Hey, welcome to Quick Tips. This is gonna be a new series, basically, where I just show quick tips in Blender, Photoshop, or Paint Tool SI, whichever I could find that might be useful to some of you. I'll start out with Blender because that seems to be a more complex program. So let's get started. First off, let's delete these two scenes and go work on the cube. So let's flatten this out. What I'm gonna show you out right now is something called bridge edge loops or bridge loops. So go into edit mode by pressing on tab and selecting the face selection tool down here. Select these two faces, the top and the bottom. Inserting eye, go and you could size this to whatever you want. Hit X, go for faces, and delete this. Now this is basically a cube with a square hole in the middle. Now you'll see that the little edges here are left wide open, and normally you would need to close them. So I'm going to show you two ways of doing that. The first is the traditional way, more or less, where you just grab one edge, hit F, and then grab the other edge, hit F, and you continue doing that throughout the entire until you reach the end. Now this, while it does work and it closes off the actual, like, the hole, it takes a long time, especially if you have more complex shaped objects. So what you can do is hitting Shift Alt and clicking on the edge loop while you're in edge selection or in vertice selection. While you're in these modes, you can select the top and the bottom, hit the space, and type in bridge. The first one here, bridge edge loops, click on it, and you've looped together all of the spaces. So that's a quick tip of how to bridge two areas together using bridge edge loops. Very easy and very useful. Okay. And now on to our second quick tip, is using curves and array modifier. Now to get this, just delete the entire scene, Shift A, let's bring in a simple cube actually, yeah. Scale it down so you can see it a bit better. Hit 7 and 5 so you can get orthographic mode, and you just see it a lot better this way. And so we started out with a curve. Shift S, selection to cursor so it could be back in the middle. Alright, just get the cube into center. Nope, not space. Sorry. Shift A, add a curve, or a path really. Now, what you want to do is you want to get this 90 degrees towards where you want to go and get the arrows in the direction where you want them to be. So move them more or less in here because I want the cube to go this way. After that, start moving the arrow where you want it to more or less go. So I want it to curve this way. If you saw the candle speed paint, I did this very quickly to create like a curved table type of thing. Alright, so I'm done with that, and now I go to the cube modifier, to the cube's modifier tab, and hit array. Array, what it does is basically it copies the object how many times you want, and you can offset it for as big as you want. So right now let's keep it at 1 and keep it at just 2. What we want to add to that is the curve modifier. Using this eyedropper tool or selecting it down here, we can make the cube follow the curve. Now keep in mind this will deform it. so it'll actually like change the shape of the actual cube. It won't be a square. If this isn't what you're seeing, you might want to change the deformation axis to what does work, but usually X is the right way. This is why it's important to make sure which way your arrow is pointing. I didn't do this in the speed modeling video and I made a mistake. So after this, you can add whatever you want. Say I quickly model just this random thing, I guess. Scale it down. Recalculate its normals. And now, if I do the same thing, array, curve, I pick the curve that we have, and I start adding up the array, it'll follow the curve. Once your curve, where your curve ends, it'll continue going straight forward from there. So keep that in mind. You can change the offset to where as big as you want it, and this could be useful for different things, but always keep in mind it will deform your actual object. Alright, that's number 2, on to number 3. Now, this little quick tip is I'll be using my bathroom scene I made some time ago in Blender, and I'll be showing you how to create a window. Now, the simple way to explain it is if you hit render view, you'll obviously get the render. One sec, it will take a while for my thing to load, and it'll start to like render the entire scene even outside your camera. Now this might take a while depending on your computer and also your how much stuff you have on there. So a way to speed it up is by clicking this little button in the camera in the scene tab all the way to your left, I think, under dimensions, border, and it'll only limit it to your camera area. Now keep in mind, whenever you pan around with the middle button, it will take it out of this mode. Now, if for example, like me, you're not getting anything right now because my computer is very weak and I still need to upgrade it. While you're in object mode, hit Ctrl+B, and that'll give you area selection. Now, area selection, what it does is basically you can choose where you want that border to be. So in case I want it to be here, and my Blender is freezing because, you know, crappy computer. And so it could take a while, it could take simple, and of course it's taking a while because I'm recording a video right now and it has to embarrass me like this. I'll just pause it until it comes up. So alright, so this is more or less how it'll look like. You'll only get this square selection of your actual scene instead of the whole camera or just or the entire scene itself. Now this doesn't just work in the camera, just when you're in camera view. It also works when you're outside. Let's go here, Ctrl+B, and as you can see, it could even be different. So every time I can have it around here, but over here it's on another area. So it moves along with your pan, and it's a very useful tool. Once again, this is a heavy scene, so it'll take a while for it to render up. As you can see up here, I have a lot of maps on it. There it is. Didn't take that long this time. Wonder why. And you can see it starts loading up only the selection. I hit another selection, only that one. And if I want to get rid of it, all I need to do is Ctrl+Alt+B and it's gone. Same thing over here. I always keep this checked on just in case. So that's the end of the quick tip. So thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like if it helped you in any way. Subscribe for more, and I hope this is good, so see you next time, I guess.